All right, why does social media not get me new patients or not get me the amount of new patients? Why doesn't it work for me the way it is tutored, the way it's like, oh, everything is social media and I do it, but it doesn't really work? It's a question I get a lot. So let's talk about it a little bit. Here's the main thing you need to know. Social media is a tool. It's a tool to communicate something. A few hundred years ago, when this country of ours was created, we probably used, or they probably used, smoke screens or smoke signals. Well, today social media is that tool which everybody can communicate with. If you use the tool wrong, just like in dentistry, if you use your drill wrong, if you use the injection wrong, if a surgeon uses his scalpel wrong, if a car driver uses his car wrong, all kinds of shit will happen. Or nothing will happen, like in using social media wrong. So here's what most small businesses do, which dooms them from the very beginning. Okay? And that is, they're using social media the way the people who are using social media, the 2 billion people on this planet or some such number, huge. Facebook alone has 1.2 billion people, and of course most other people who use other social media also use Facebook. So maybe the number 1 billion people is the number. The point is, all those people are using social media by posting, making comments, all those type of things. And if a business owner uses it the same way, trying to get likes and trying to get a few shares here and there by sharing his message, and most of the time the message is from a business owner, not even a very good message, it's like buy from me or some boring newsletter message about his profession. If a person does that, and that is what most of you doing, who say social media doesn't work for me, then you're using social media a little bit in comparison the way the owner of a bar, the owner of a nightclub, if he uses the nightclub he owns the same way his patrons are using it, the same way the people who go in dancing, flirting, drinking, whatever it is they do in the bar, if the bar owner uses it the same way, he's done. He will be very soon, very fast broke. And this is how most people use social media when it comes to using social media. The way you might use it on a private way, so to say, doesn't work. Social media, Facebook and any other social media platform is there to make money like you and me. It doesn't work any other way. As you probably noticed, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever, LinkedIn, they are worth a huge amount of money. They exceeded all expectations from people who a decade ago still said, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, still said, this is a fad. I might have been one of those people. It's not a fad. It's not some trend which goes away next season. It is something which is here to stay. Why? It facilitates people to communicate with each other. Now, that doesn't mean that people who provide you this media, this platform, don't need to make money. And the way they do it is actually via paid advertising if you want to use it to reach all people. Did you know that if you have whatever amount of followers you have on Facebook, connections or whatever, friends, whatever you call that, only about 15 or 16% of the people will ever see your post. That's if they look in the first place. But it's only exposed by Facebook in a calculated way to approximately 15%. So even if you have 1,000 followers, which is for most of you people who ask me this question, you don't even have them. It takes you a long time to find those followers. Even if you have 1,000, 10% would be 100. So 150 people are actually seeing your message. And out of any amount of people do not need and want your service right away. They don't even fall in the category of qualifying for patients of you. And then there's of course still the fact that chances are your message isn't the type of story type, warm, fuzzy, emotional message, even, let's give it another name, consumer-generated message, meaning it doesn't engage people in most cases. So we covered two things. Number one, you're probably using the platform extremely wrongly. You're using it like a guy drinking in a bar, and yet he's a bar owner. Doesn't work. And your message probably lacks emotion, warm, fuzzy feeling, and engagement, reasons to engage people in that message. That's why it doesn't work. There, however, are extremely predictable, extremely workable solutions for it. Go and check us out. We do have them. In fact, we not only have them to tell you, which we do, we will tell you how to do those things in many programs completely for free, available to you. However, we also do it for you because frankly, most marketing programs in the world is another reason do not work for one other main reason. They are not done in the quantity and frequency they're supposed to be done. And for most doctors, for most small business owners, unfortunately, by themselves, marketing is a part-time function. It's something they do when they get to it. Yeah, right. It doesn't work that way. All right, that was the answer. Bye-bye.